What with what
Right. Welcome back, guys. This is Think Premier League. Today we are talking about the Premier League season, and we are having a review of how it went. I'm here today with my colleagues Tengana Onjiko and Mark Kabaki. Sadly, Samuel cannot join us, but surely he'll be here the next episode.
He could join at the end.
So, guys, how do you think the season went overall? Mark, let's start with you.
It was just, I've never seen anything like it. You just seeing what happened while we had to take a break.
Okay, Tenga, what are your
thoughts? Really? Wait, my mic was off. It was interesting. Top 4 standards were really low, 66 points. Man City, pretty bad season for them. Liverpool, what a season. So much to go through, I think. Yeah. Maybe we can ask Tenga.
Yeah,
Tanga, how do you think the season went?
as Mark said, he's never seen anything like it. I agree. No one thought Liverpool would overcome their 30-year without winning the league. As in, also in the top 8 positions, it was very unpredictable. As in, some teams were not expected to perform as they did. Yeah. For example.
Yeah, talking about performing as they did. What do you think of Arsenal's season?
Yeah. Arsenal, it's been very, very bad for us. I think this has been our worst season.
And when you look at your transfer window, what a window you had, and then you just go out and put off a performance like that. That's just terrible.
Yeah, the window excited many Arsenal fans. Seeing Kieran Tierney come in, very young prospect at Celtic, was coached by Brendan Rodgers. We all know that guy, and how he is to his players.
Christian, what do you think of City?
Honestly, I think we had a pretty good season in terms of an attacking sense. Scored a lot of goals as usual, but our defense was pretty much the reason we lost the league. Horrific performances from players like Otamendi, who instead of showing up in big matches were conceding 3 goals, especially against Manchester United.
Yes.
But I think overall Manchester City, Chelsea, the likes of Chelsea and Leicester had pretty good seasons, but defense is what they lacked. What do you think about Manchester United's season?
I think it was terrible till Bruno came in. Like, we're gonna have a season like Arsenal. I was getting scared, but Bruno came in to save the day, getting us top 3, just behind City. We're coming for you.
Yes, Mark.
Yeah, about Bruno. Do you think he's signing of the season, although he came in January?
Did you just say, is he declining?
Signing.
No, do you think he's the signing of the season?
Yeah, you could say that. I think without him, there's no top 4. I think it was terrible season. I think him coming in made people like Pogba better, Shaw better, Martial better. What he's done is just fantastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Mark.
But yeah.
After signing Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace for £50 million, what was your thoughts on your defensive game this season?
It looked good, sharp, winning everything, getting clean sheets day in, day out. till the restart where it just went falling apart, where we conceded silly goals from Harry Maguire, zero pace. That's why we're looking at players like another Torres. I forgot his first name, but he's called Torres. Young, around 22, 23. I think he plays for, is it Lille or is it Villarreal? One of those teams. We're looking at him. I think could be really good for us.
And
Yeah.
the signing of Harry Maguire for a record fee.
That's just too much. What's happening there? I don't think that's even his fault. I think he should have been way cheaper than that. I think this is the problem of Manchester United. We can't just get people outside the Premier League. We're always just looking at English signings. It just look at Man City signing people like Ferran Torres for, is it 27 million? That's good. You don't have to look at the Premier League. So I think, and I don't think it's the scouting of United. I think it's just the club with Ed Woodward just making things fall apart. Because I remember an old scouter saying that he advised us to get Pulisic and Alphonso Davies. Just look at them now.
Yeah.
Why did you go wrong?
Okay, speaking about the Premier League season, which team do you guys think overperformed? Like people didn't expect them to perform as well as they did.
That's one team. I think Tenga can say. He knows which team it is, pretty sure. Oh, we both know which team it is. I think it's Sheffield. What a season. They were challenging for top 4. What do you think, Tenga?
About Sheffield United?
Yeah.
Newly promoted side didn't look like they would impress much in their first season. But I think their coach, Chris Wilder, seems like a very good manager. And also notably Dean Henderson, keeper unknown from Man U. I think he has been the keeper of the season this year. I think that's what he'll say.
No, I don't think so. I think Pope is better.
Oh.
Well, you wouldn't know that he's young. If he was young, he would be probably one of the best keepers, but I think Pope has been better than Henderson.
And Pope has shown interest from Chelsea recently.
Talking about Pope, what do you think about Burnley? Interesting season. I'm looking at the stats. Most passes in the Premier League. Bottom of the table, 12,814. And there's a difference between them and City. City with 26,329. What do you think?
I think Burnley is the perfect definition of defensive football, or in other words, park the bus. If you also look at the stats, they scored more. They scored 43 goals and only conceded 50, which is good, but in a sense means they defend a lot, and that's why they keep a lot of clean sheets, and their keeper is expected to be top class. But they had a good season with them trying to push for the Europa League. But sadly, those spots going to Spurs, Wolves, and Arsenal will have a playoff, hopefully.
Okay. Mark?
Yeah.
Having Maguire and...
I don't think you should be talking about United. I think that's enough for the day. Moving on to the bottom of the Premier League, we had Norwich, Watford, and Bournemouth. Do you expect them to drop? I don't think any.
Yeah, I expected Watford and Norwich to drop because they just stayed. Watford, because of the managerial problems, switching managers 8 times in the last 3 seasons, and this season they switched managers 3 times. And for Norwich, basically the fact that they just had a horrible defense this season. I mean, conceding 75 goals is just horrible. And
Yeah, but they came in. They came in trying their best. I think being a Norwich fan, I think I'd be really happy to get some quality players, which can't happen because the brand of football they came in playing was positive, which is what you don't normally see, as we've seen with Sheffield and Aston Villa, just sitting back, waiting for the team to attack. But it's okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
but I have a question. Do you think if Aston Villa never drew the game with Sheffield United, do you think Bournemouth stay up?
no, I think Aston Villa will have still fought, but Bournemouth, you just have to feel for them. Eddie Howe,
Yes.
I think, I think he realized the brand of attacking is more positive than just sitting back during the end. I think they should keep him. They'll be back.
They'll be back next season.
How about Crystal Palace and Brighton? What do you think about their Premier League seasons?
Crystal Palace, uh, they had what a start for Crystal Palace. Obviously, getting wins. They were in the top 6 of the table. Was it top 4, top 6 in the beginning? Beating teams
Yeah.
like United at Old Trafford.
Yeah.
And they looked brilliant back then, as we didn't. But then they just fell off. I think more than 8 losses in a row. I think they're gonna get relegated now. Those are my thoughts.
Tango, what are your thoughts?
Crystal Palace, as Mark said, they showed real promise in the beginning, but started to slack off, I think, especially in the defense. No coordination. I think that's what put them down. And also Brighton, they didn't really look as a powerful force from the beginning.
I think Brighton are gonna improve, bringing in I forgot his name, Ajax centre back.
Adam Lallana.
That's a step forward, and also bring in Lallana.
Yeah.
They could end in the top 12 of the table next season. But
what do you also think about
okay.
Everton and West Ham seasons? Because they've pretty much had bad seasons with the players that they both have.
West Ham, I think they've just improved towards not really towards the end. Everton shambles of a start right there, embarrassing, losing silly games. Ancelotti came in. They've looked strong at Goodison Park, but getting hammered by Bournemouth at Goodison, interesting. I didn't expect that. And West Ham, what an end to the season they've had. I think if they wanted to, they beat us on when they played us 1-1. I think they would have beaten us, but they were going for the draw. If they attacked, we're gonna lose a game. We're just tired and weary, and I can't wait for the next season.
Okay, let's talk about the most expensive keeper, Kepa, Chelsea's goalkeeper.
Oh,
I think he's had probably the worst season in goalkeeping history for any goalkeeper. Just in this 2 seasons alone, he's conceded 8% of Chelsea's total goals as a club in history. He has the worst save percentage in Europe.
Oh.
And out of all Premier League keepers, he's the only one to have less than a 60% save rate.
I think when you ask any Chelsea fan, we just tell you every shot on target is a goal, and it seems that way. And it's honestly terrible from Chelsea, as they're looking for strikers, yet their defense is not that great.
Yeah, according to defensive records, Chelsea are 11th for goals conceded in the Premier League, which is pretty bad.
Yeah, terrible. And I think I think what Lampard does is a matter of outscoring a team, which is why he's bought Warner, Ziyech. These are top quality players who will guarantee goals in a team.
Yes, and
if they do well.
If you check the top 4, Chelsea have conceded the most goals out of all those teams. conceding 54 and scoring 69.
Yeah,
So
them.
do you think Mark is right when he says Lampard just focuses on outscoring the opponent and not really defending?
Yeah, I think they do. And I think if you check again, you'll see most losses in the top 6, or is it 4? Really bad. I think they need to improve on the defense.
Yes, I
Yeah.
think pretty young defenders.
So do you think the blame should totally go on Kepa? I mean, if that's the philosophy, should Kepa really be blamed?
No, I think they need a more
Not
experienced.
really. That defense just looks really shaky. They need to improve on that. Once they do that, they'll be a top team, challenging for titles.
Yeah, and
And
Kepa.
I think they missed out on Ake. I think Ake should have been going to Stamford Bridge if they wanted to
Returning.
take it to the next level.
Yeah, and Kepa has been told to find a new club by Lampard after he was left on the last game week.
Yeah.
What if you're Kepa? What would you think?
I
Where
don't know.
going?
I will
If
train
I'm
hard.
Kepa,
He's still young. He can do loads of things in his training and get better. I think it's up to him to continue training, put in that extra mile in to improve himself. If how can he? I mean, it's terrible. How can he be put on the bench by the oldest keeper in the league, Caballero? I think that's just really bad. It shows, really shows.
Okay, I think
if I was Kepa, I think I would have looked for another Premier League club. I don't think I'd have gone outside Europe. Outside the Premier League. I'd have looked to go to another Premier League club, possibly Leicester, Tottenham, and worked hard to make their defense better and prove to Chelsea that they were wrong and it was their defense.
Speaking of Tottenham, what did you make of their season, including Wolves, Southampton, and Newcastle? What were their seasons? Were they good enough for you?
For me, I think Southampton started very shaky. They had a pretty bad season in the first half. They were 19th and they lost 9-0, that historic game. But since then, they picked up. They really picked up, winning 44 matches straight in that period. And um, they gave themselves an 11th spot. And I think they just improved overall with their goal scoring. And Danny Ings really picked up. Yeah. And for Tottenham, I think it was a bad season in terms of the standard that they set last season. I mean, you were a Champions League finalist. Surely you must be in like the top 4, the top 2 even in your league. But Spurs really had a very bad season in my way. And I think Mourinho helped them look good because if Mourinho never came, Spurs would be in the bottom half of the table. That's what I think.
okay, and
True, they will be, but look at the brand of football they're playing. I wouldn't want to be Spurs right now. Tenga, Newcastle, Wolves, and then we'll finish up.
okay, Newcastle. Rumors about the Arabic takeover, and Newcastle fans were really excited about that, which means they would earn more money on transfers. But today I was watching the news and I heard that the takeover could not go through, which really devastated Newcastle fans. As in, next season won't be as great as in this season. I don't think they finished well on the table.
Okay.
And Wolverhampton showed full resilience.
Wolves, what do you think of Wolves?
Showed full resilience at the start, which I was very surprised by. They have strong players going attack. You can see a good striker in Jimenez, an excellent goal poacher.
Okay. Thank you everybody for watching today's video. We'll have more coming up, including our predictions, our kit reviews, what you want, you can comment down below, and we'll see you next time.
Remember to subscribe and like.
Yeah, and follow our Instagram at _Think Premier League, and we'll see you later.